Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And in this lesson, as you can see in the title, a lot of men will stop teaching when this happens. And I was meditating on the article that I posted yesterday dealing with the UN warning of worrying and dangerous CTs, right? Which stands for conspiracy, T's. And I've read through a couple of different documents pertaining to when the CV, the C, the demic, during the demic, there was a document. It was SPARS, something SPARS 2025 or so, and it was pretty much like a simulation of what was happening the past 2 years, and it mentioned a lot of things, but one thing that I saw highlighted in there was the media, social media, control of communications, control of the media. And this was something that they always highlight in their simulations as things that can be done better. Things that if they had more control over, the demic could have gone better. And it's control over information. All right, basically, as there's a demic going on, there's an info war happening where people are believing one thing against one thing, and it's leading to dangerous things here and there and the third. Now, that same concept was also mentioned in the document for the simulation that they ran last year for the MP that's out now. And they also mentioned in that about communication, about having control of the media, of that, because once information gets out on social media, alternative news, that becomes hard to control, and then you have the control, the narrative that they have, they lose control of that. So things don't go exactly according to plan, and then they might need to improvise here and there and the third. So when I was reading with this article, I really just read a little bit, and I was meditating on the title that the UN warns of worrying and dangerous CTs. Now, the UN is the United Nations, right? So this isn't dealing with just America or China or no. This is the UN, and they are a body, okay? And a good portion of the countries that are in the UN are a part of the beast. And they're going to come and they're going to make war against, when they say CTs, that's a cover, because the core of that are us, the ones that are preaching the truth, okay? CTs have been around for years, okay? But when we come out and start speaking the truth, that's when they wanna do something about it, quote unquote. And they have to be very strategic and surgical, because if they come at us directly, that's the thing about this truth is you can't attack it, because if you attack it, you are helping it, So if they come at us directly, they're still going to be given more attention and publicity to this truth, which is the opposite of what they want to do. So they need to be able to still hide or lower the attention, but still be able to demonize it. So I can demonize you without putting you in the spotlight. Now, when they do this, however it's going to look, okay, yes, there's going to be a time when you have the famine of the word, when the Most High, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, is going to say, all right, no, he's going to stop it. He's going to shut it down. We understand that. But there are situations, which I'm about to go into a couple of precepts in here, where people are going to start changing up doctrines, which they're already doing now, but on a different level, not out of pride or being sold out, all right, but out of fear of, if they speak the truth of the scriptures. And I'm talking about people that have been teaching the correct doctrine, or that have been subscribing to it. They're gonna start denying it and denying the Lord, because they fear what's the consequences of that. These devils are spin doctors. They're good at like I said, they call good evil and evil good. These devils are good at taking whatever we say and spinning it and spinning it and spinning it to where they can link it to terrorism, link it to destructive information, link it to, you know, CTs. But now not just any old CTs, dangerous CTs. And eventually they can criminalize it. So now if you are you're gonna have individuals who it's known that you this is what you teach. But they're gonna start backtracking, because when they get confronted about it, they're gonna start backtracking. They're gonna start turning into crypto Jews, a hidden Jew, a hidden Israelite, where they're afraid of the consequences of what happens. Now, when they start giving out fines and they start, you know, putting out warrants, and they start coming after those that are teaching the truth, like they, where is it? Is it I think it's in either New Zealand or Australia. I think it might have been Australia. I'm not too sure. But basically, the lady over there, the head boss, quote unquote, is a woman. You know, and she got this accent. She basically came out and said, "Look, we are your truth. If you don't hear it from us, then it's not truth. The truth is what we tell you it is. We are your truth." So anything else outside of that, anything that goes against that, is going to be deemed CT, conspiracy theories. It's going to be deemed insurrectionist. It's going to be deemed seditionist. And at that point, now, it's one thing when you read in the scriptures, oh yeah, the men of old, yeah, man, they got beat for the word of the Lord, and they rejoiced. Oh yeah, they were commanded not to teach in the name, and they still went out and taught in the name. It's easy to read, and it's easy to say, but it's not easy to be done. And because of that, people are going to stop. They're going to stop going out and teaching because they're afraid. They're going to stop doing videos because they're afraid. They're going to stop mentioning certain things because they're afraid of the consequences that are going to come with it. So now I'm going to start off with the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 10. It says, "They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly." And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, we rebuke in the openings of the gate openly, and we speak uprightly, and they hate that. And so they're going to come, as the scriptures say, and make war. And this isn't going to be, it's going to go from Esau does not like spirituality. When he starts losing the information warfare, he's going to turn it into a physical war. Okay? So, moving on, this is the book of Isaiah, and you got to be ready for that. You think that when Ezra in the book of Second Ezra, the second chapter, when he commended those that stood so stiffly for the Lord, you think that was because you just went out there, and then, you know, sometimes people come up, sometimes people don't. When you stand stiffly for something, that means you're unmovable. And that's going to be seen when the resistance comes. Okay? It's easy to, when somebody goes out and they teach or they do a video, they can turn around and be a demon off camera. You may not know. But when you have your life being threatened for teaching the truth, not from a gang or from a scoffer, but from the authorities. Why do you think the Apostle John got banished to the island of Patmos? Why do you think these men, why do you think the Christians were demonized? You think the Christians were demonized by just, okay? So resistance is going to be on a much higher level coming soon. And that's because they're going to say, we are now pushing into a new era, and we cannot tolerate allowing these people to go around and still say the things they say. That means they're coming for your so-called freedom of speech. They're coming for all of that. Yes, it's a dystopian future is what this world is headed for. So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 21. It says, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. See, like we read, because they hate him that reproveth in the gate. It says, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. Now, they take something that's not, like it says, they make a man an offender for a word and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate. Just like they did for Daniel. They knew that they couldn't get Daniel in any other way because Daniel was doing everything right. So what did they do? They said, all right, we can't get him on the laws and the technicalities we already have because he abides by them. We need to create new ones that are gonna specifically target him. These I forgot what nation of people they were, but they were pretty much during the when was this? Yeah, during the Medo-Persian Empire. During the Medo-Persian Empire, under the reign of Darius, these people went and said, look, we're going to create a law that is going to be an overall law for the Medes and the Persians, but it's going to be based on Daniel. It's going to be to target specifically Daniel, because we know that he's going to be affected heavily by that. And if I remember correctly, it was that you can't pray to like any other gods or make supplication or that kind of thing. And they knew that that was something that he always did. So they knew, yeah, we're going to be able to get him with this. We're going to be able to lay a snare for him, because he ain't going to fall into the regular traps, the traps that we set. We need to set a trap specifically for him for something that he does that we know that he's going to always do. And then they basically incriminated him and threw him into the lion's den. But what happened? The Lord preserved him. See? Now, had Daniel said, Lord God, I got to use wisdom here. I can't pray to you anymore, because if I pray to you, they're gonna throw me into jail. They're gonna kill my ass. If he had said that, the Most High would have had it to where, or the Most High could have had it to where he would get, one way or another, he would get got. Okay, so they're gonna do that. They're gonna say, well, you guys technically aren't really breaking any laws that we can grab you on, per se. You know, you going out there, you teaching the Bible. We need to make new laws. We need to make new measures and regulations that can make you criminals for doing what you're doing. You're not doing any criminal activity, so you know what? We're gonna redefine criminal activity so that whatever you're doing it falls in that category now. So now you're a criminal. You know, and that's what YouTube does. YouTube says, damn, these guys are saying things we don't like. Well, right now, they're not really going against any guidelines. So you know what? Create new guidelines, and then that are going to specifically target these guys, and then say, all right, you guys are in violation now. We can, because that's what Esau does. He deals with categories and laws and regulations so that he can justify the madness and wickedness that he does. All right, and shalom, Yahweh Shemel Shai Barak Thumb. Yep, this is Amawan Ibad 144, 1 Corinthians 15 and 57. But thanks be to God, which giveth us the victory through our Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach. Verse 58, therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. You got to know that. And the second you say, I'm afraid, so I'm going to stop teaching the word of the Lord, I'm afraid, so I'm going to turn my back on the Lord, you just dropped that ball. The Lord said, hold fast that which thou hast. The second you turn your back on the Lord, you just lost what you had. You lost what the Lord gave you. And there will be consequences for that. All right? So, moving on to the next precept, because we understand, like even the Apostle Paul said, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Okay, we wrestle against principalities and wickedness in high places, and they have the rule right now. They have the authority right now, but they don't have power above the Most High. So just as Yahushua said, they can only do what the Most High allows them to do. And the Most High will allow them to do certain things to test you. Okay, and the question is, well, are you going to pass or are you going to fail? To stand stiffly for the name of the Lord is not an easy thing when your life is on the line. Because now, do you value what you believe in more, or do you value your life more? It's gonna come. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. All right. It's gonna happen. So this is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. The things are gonna turn up more than they are now. Much, much, much more than they are now. And that's going to show who's truly all about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and who's not. Because when the Lord turns these things up and the heat, it gets real hot, you will not be able to fake your way. You cannot do that. You're either going to be built for it or you're not. And the heat is going to be so bad that some are going to say, look, I'm not cut out for this. And some are going to say, you know what? This is what I signed up for. I'm going to finish this thing. I'm going to see it through. They're going to be able to bear it. Then shall they be known who are my chosen. Some are going to fold, and some are going to stand strong in the face of death, in the face of adversity. And some are going to be martyrs, and some are going to be delivered. I mean, at the end of the day, all of the elect are going to be delivered, but some are going to have to lose their lives. All right? So this is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. And I did a video yesterday, and I showed that in the video there was a document that showed that it says the Bank of England already has the CHIPs, the grains ready. They already have it ready. They got the seeds ready and they're ready to plant. And you are the earth. You are the soil that they're trying to plant in. Okay? Your hands, your forehead, your body part is the soil that they want to plant their seed in. So they got those seeds ready, tied to cryptocurrency, to digital currencies. So CBDCs is linked to the MOTB, and they got it ready. All they need now is a nice good old crisis, and then they're gonna roll this thing out. All right, and they need to get rid of people who are influencing others to not comply. Okay. So going on, Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. So they've been given power and authority to be able to issue out these orders. That's why in Revelation 13 it says, anybody that will not worship the IOB or IOTB should be killed. Because this is how the devil rolls, man. And it tells you in 2 Ezra 16 that there shall be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. And you got to always keep in mind that it's not going to be easy, but you got to do what you got to do, man. And at that point, you're going to find out that the Lord put it within you to be able to stand firm and do this, or did he not? This is the book of Matthew chapter 10, verse 32. It says, and the Apostle Paul told Timothy, I think it's 2 Timothy 2 and or 1 Timothy 3 and 14. It escapes me right now, but he told Timothy, continue thou in the things which thou hast learned, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. That's, people are going to discontinue. As things get harder, people are going to discontinue. When it's no longer fun, when being an Israelite and teaching the word of the Lord doesn't bring you any good clout, when it makes you more infamous, and that infamy is leading to now discomfort, people are not going to continue in the things which they have learned. Some are going to say, nah, that's not really what it means. Because there are breakdowns in the scriptures that are considered CTs. Yes, when you go into the scriptures, Psalms 83 goes into the conspiracy of these different nations, these elites and all of that. There's many scriptures that go into how these elites move. But if you speak on that, you are part of those that are pushing dangerous CTs. You don't be surprised when people say, no. What? Psalms 83? No, that's not what that's talking about. When they start demonizing and pushing that, people are gonna start to that breakdown doesn't really mean that. That's no, that's not talking about that. That's talking about something else. Why? Because they know that they've taught certain things. So they're gonna try to cover themselves, and in doing so, they're gonna be denying the Lord. So Matthew 10, verse 32, it says, whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. So when you stand for the word of the Lord, when you stand up for what you believe in, even facing the penalty of fines or death, I mean, it's likely that they will start with that. Say they go with that route, right? Say they actually go with the route and they say, look, anybody that is caught speaking and saying anything about this or saying that the people shouldn't take the remedies, the potions, the concoctions that we are pushing, is liable to be fined and face whatever years in jail or whatever the case is. Now, say they come and tell you, if you are caught telling somebody that they can't take the potion or the MOTB, then you're pushing dangerous CTs and you're going to be fined for that. And here it is, you teaching, and somebody comes up to you and they say, yo, there's a lot of things going on, and they brought it to my job, and I don't know, what do I do? Do I take it or do I not? Now what? Now you live on camera. Esau's watching, FBI pulled up down the corner watching your ass to see what you gonna say. You tell them, well, no, you don't take it. Then next week you look in your mail and you see a fine of $2,000 in there. They put the date, they put the time, they put what you said. Now, like I said, if they were to go with a route like that and they started giving out $2,000 fines, then what? Things are gonna get real tricky then, huh? But at the end of the day, it's gonna become hard to stand firm for the name of the Lord. That's a part of the test. And that's gonna strengthen the faith of some, and it's gonna weed out others. And we pray that the Lord keeps his spirit on us, as it says in Revelation 3:10, to keep us. Because we have to stand firm and teach the right things, and then we also have to stand firm and practice what we preach. Continuing verse 33, Matthew 10:33, but whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. So if you stand for the word of the Lord, Yahushua is looking at you, and he's putting your case before the Lord, saying, Lord, look, look, all these people are turning on you. Look at what he's doing. They're threatening his life. They're telling him that he's going to be thrown in jail. They're telling him he's going to die. But look, he's standing. Look. He's not afraid. He didn't turn his back on you. He's loyal. Look. And then what's going to happen? The Lord's going, whenever you're put in a bind or a situation, you're going to be delivered out of it. Why do you think Peter was delivered from prison? Why do you think the apostles were delivered from the situations they were in? And the different men of old? Because they didn't deny the Lord before men. So the Lord didn't deny them by delivering them, by showing that I'm dealing with these men. I am the author of their authority. I'm the one who sanctioned them to do this. So whatever you may try to bring, I'm going to deliver them, to show you that, guess what? I'm not denying them. They're not denying me. I'm not denying them. They're riding for me. I'm riding for them. They're loyal to me. Then guess what? I got their backs. That's what the scriptures say. The scriptures say, look, the Most High said, I'm not going to do good unto evildoers. I'm not going to just lump you in and say, oh, you guys are my nation. So, even those that are, no. To those that do good, I'm going to be good to you. You don't do good, then I'm going to be a demon-like power to you. That's it. And that's fair. That's very fair, right? So I'm going to read verse 33 again. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. You got to think about that. You got to meditate on that. What will you do? And what will ye do in that day? Next precept, same book of Matthew, but this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 10. Matthew 24:10, it says, and then shall, matter of fact, verse 9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. This is why it's gonna be hard for people to stand firm. Okay? It says here, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. And they show you in a lot of these movies, they depict a lot of the agendas that these elites have. And often in these movies, it's not that the main character who's questioning things and standing up and saying, hey, this isn't right. It's not that everybody else is just saying, no, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. But a good majority of them are afraid to do what he's doing. So secretly, they may agree, but they're afraid to even express that feeling because of fear of consequence. See? So you are going to have a lot of people that are going to say, yeah, I believe what you're saying, but I'm not going to put myself out there like that because I don't want to pay those consequences. You know? So you're not wrong. Yeah, I know this shit is off. I know we ain't supposed to be doing this. But bro, they're saying you're going to be put to death if you go out there. And so what do you know, that's basically suicide. I ain't going to do that. So Matthew 24 and 10. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. Because when it's not fun anymore to go out there and teach, because now you can't put up those thumbnails and get those thousands of views, you know? Now you can't charge people to come and get breakdown sessions. Now you're being threatened with consequences if you go and teach the word. At that point, it's not going to be fun anymore. At that point, people are not going to want to be associated with it anymore. People don't want to be associated with negative things. Where people have your face out there. They know what you look like. You know, if you got a beard, people look at you twice. You one of them Israelites? Are you an Israelite? I'm an Israelite. You about that life? You know, so they look at you twice. Is he one of them? You know, is he one of them? You know, hey, it's coming, man. It's coming. You know why it's coming? Because this devil is going to find a way. This devil says in his mind, we got to put a stop to these guys. We have to put a stop to these guys. That we are pushing this NWO. We need to put a stop to these guys. That's what they're going to do. And that's why you're going to have certain people that are going to be beheaded for standing up for the word of the Lord. Because let's go to the book of Revelation. And these words are written in here. Look, when you learn these breakdowns, a part of it is not, yes, you have to know it, okay? But it's not, oh, Salem. Hey, that's it. I just saw a truck that said Salem on it. But it's not just for you to know breakdowns, just to know breakdowns. It's being broken down to you so you know it, but then you also believe it and understand that, okay, when I read Revelation 12 or when I read Revelation 13, I know that verse 16, 17, and 18, I know what it means. But now you got to let it sink into your mind that, hey, this is about to be reality. I'm not learning the breakdown just to know breakdowns. I'm learning it to understand that this is what's going to actually happen in the future. That's a key part you can't miss. You know, don't just know the breakdown. Just don't think of it just as a breakdown. Think of it as now you know what's going to happen. Now the future has been revealed to you, like a secret has been told to you. So Revelation chapter 12, verse, all right. Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, Esau Edom, the deceiver, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And as a matter of fact, an example is was it Yohana, General Yohana? It might have been him or somebody else, but I think it was him. Where I think there was like this Edomite that came and interviewed him. And then that's where you hear that infamous phrase, was it? I think he said, we don't hate white people. God hates, whatever, yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, the scriptures say, as King David said, do not I hate all thee that hate thee, O Lord? I hate them even with a perfect hatred. Scriptures say you got to love the good and hate the evil. But, at the end of the day, that was an interview, right? Go back and read what the interrogation that they did to the Christians. When they said, oh, yeah, you're not a Christian? Deny that Yahushua right now. Stand right here, testify, and deny him. Go to court, stand in there, swear and testify that you don't believe in Yahushua HaMashiach. When they start doing things like that, and they tell you, this is how we're gonna find out if you are a Christian, or if you are a believer, or you an Israelite or not. Do these acts. They gon' they gon' put certain acts like Antiochus did to try and find out who's truly a believer and who's not. Okay, and there's gonna be consequences. You're gonna be well aware of the consequences. Then if you try to be low key about it, you try to say no, what Israelite? What's that? What, Israelite? You mean like from the Bible? Oh damn! Nah, I don't really know what that's about. Okay, and then they go and tell you. So you're not one of them. Okay, come here, do this. Okay, come here, do that. Okay, come here. Oh, if anybody knows of any family members, any, and then you got this guy Vocab Malone right on the spot saying how to spot a Hebrew Israelite. If you hear them say the Most High, you gotta watch them. You gotta watch them. You gotta see how they talking. Now you gotta watch. So if you got family members that talk like this, you got family members that say these kinds of things. They tell you about like this secret elite that are behind everything and controlling everything. You have your friends that tell you about secret agendas and plans that they want to institute, and one world order and stuff like that. You ever hear that? You got to be careful. You got to be careful, because these guys are dangerous. These guys are pushing terroristic ideas. You got to be careful. And you're gonna have people say, "Oh yeah, I do have a friend. Yeah, he be out there, preaching that Israelite stuff." Hard times are gonna come. The Lord is not gonna just say, "Oh, you say you believe in me? Okay, yeah, come on into the kingdom." No. He's gonna test you. See, you got you got the test of endurance, which is being diligent and constantly going out and doing what you got to do. But that's not enough. The Lord is going to fine-tune that test. All right, he's going to fine-tune it when it comes to more life-threatening matters. This is why Ezra said he commended greatly those that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Because those individuals that were getting them crowns, they went through hell and back. All right. Anyway, continuing on, Revelation chapter 12 and 12. So as it says that the devil is going to come down with great wrath, right? Knowing that he hath but a short time. Where we at? 12 and 12. Yep, knowing that, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And he can't have resistance. He doesn't need that. Now, jumping down from Revelation 12 and 12 to verse 17, it says, "And the dragon was wroth with the woman." And the woman represents Israel, the nation of Israel. "And went to make war with the remnant of her seed." And the remnant of her seed are who? The elect. So, and who's the dragon? Now, as a nation, the dragon is Esau. Okay, but we know that it's ultimately representing these synonymous pretty much with the beast. Okay, so the dragon, the beast, this Esau's power structure, they're gonna come and make war with the remnant of her seed. It says, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach. They're going to come and make war. So they're going to start pushing. They start off with a narrative, and then they gain traction with it, and then they're able to put in certain laws. Okay, certain legislation in order to make it to where they can ensnare those that are standing for the word of the Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai. So the point of this lesson is you got to be ready. No matter how they bring it, you got to be ready to stand for the Lord, just like our ancient forefathers did. So that was it on that. And lastly, I want to go to the book of Revelation 13, verse 15. It says, "And he had power to give life unto the IOTB, that the IOTB should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the B should be killed." If you don't want to worship the IOTB, you're going to be killed. So right now, that's not the case, right? Meaning that a part of this transition from a part of this great reset, a part of this transition is going to involve them putting in new laws, and just like they do now. There are measures in place now that weren't there 3 years ago, but they're there now. And there's going to be more measures in place. What they do is they find problems, they put them up and say, hey, this is a problem, we need to address it. And then they say, okay, you know what, let's create new laws that are going to address this. And then next thing you know, now you got new laws that don't even make sense, but they're there because they're targeting a specific group of people. So as the Apostle Paul said, ye have not yet what is it? Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, something paraphrasing along those lines. You haven't resisted unto blood. And there might be a case where you might have to resist unto blood. You might have to lose your life. You might have to be threatened. You might have to live a very uncomfortable time because of what you believe in. But you got to remember that when that time comes, we're even closer to the end than we've ever been. Oh, and matter of fact, let me is one of my favorite precepts. Let's bring that out. Psalms, was it lock it. Damn, was it 50 and oh, no, I think it's Psalms 30. Let me just check this real quick. Salakia, let me see if I can find this precept here. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 30, verse, yes, Psalms chapter 30, verse 4. It says, matter of fact, you know what? No, I'm going to start at 1. Psalms 30 and 1. I will extol thee, O Lord, for thou hast lifted me up, and hast not made my foes to rejoice over me. O Lord, my power, I cried unto thee, and thou hast healed me. And we have to remember that we're not doing anything wrong. You don't need to be afraid and try to hide. You're not doing anything wrong. We're teaching the word of the Heavenly Father. Since when is that a crime? Since when is that wrong? To teach the word of the Most High. But people they're gonna try to make it. They're gonna like they did to the Central Park 5. They made these boys incriminate themselves, and these they were like, look, I didn't do anything, and they made them. No, you did do something. You did do something. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna try to make you believe that what you're doing is wrong, and you know that what you're doing is not wrong. What's wrong is to not serve the Most High, and we are actually serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai by doing what we're doing, and we know that, and the Lord has already assured us that that's the way. So you can't let them get into your head and make you feel like you're doing something wrong. You're being persecuted for doing what's right. Remember that. Okay? Because once you start thinking, damn, I'm really they're making me look like I'm a bad person. You letting that get to you? Your family members might think, they might not see it a certain kind of way, but that's okay. It's not about them. They're not giving you salvation. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is the one that's giving you salvation. We're not justified by this world. We're not justified by our friends. We're not justified by our family members. We're justified by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And that justification is based on how are you serving him. So don't look for justification from this world. When they demonize you, when they say, no, you can't do that, that's a crime, that's not a crime. Okay? Teaching the word of the Lord is not a crime. Turning your back on the Lord, now that's a crime. So Psalms chapter 30, verse 3, O Lord, thou hast brought up my soul from the grave. Thou hast kept me alive that I should not go down to the pit. Who's the one in charge of life and death? The Most High. Who's in charge of prosperity and adversity? The Most High. Who's in charge of deliverance and destruction? The Most High. So these devils don't have power. They don't have authority. The Most High is the one who's in control of it all. You always have to remember that. Okay, we are not doing something wrong. We are doing the right thing. Okay, and then you ain't gonna come and make us feel like we're doing something wrong. If you're gonna criminalize us, you're gonna demonize us, you're gonna kill us. You gonna kill us for doing the right thing. This is why the elect are gonna. This is why the elect are the elect. Okay, because they stood so stiffly for doing the right thing, and they believed and knew that what they were doing was right, and they didn't let some devil and his legislation stop them from doing what was right. And they served the Lord until the very end. And that's why they were delivered. Verse 4 says, sing unto the Lord, O ye saints of his. And if you truly fear the Lord above all, then that's all you're gonna care about. You know, I could be public enemy number one, but is the Lord pleased with me? If the Lord is pleased with me, I'm good. That's it. You know, that's it. So it says, verse 4, sing unto the Lord, O ye saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. And that's going to play a very, very big factor coming up. Remembering, calling to remembrance. Okay, the things the Lord has done for us, remembering who your power is. Remembering why he has the reputation he has. Remembering how he's delivered the men of old. This is going to be very important, man. Calling to remembrance these scriptures. You know what? The situation I'm in, I'm not the only one who has been in a situation like this before. Hey, there's been men been in worse situations. What did they do? All right, they prayed to the Lord and they kept their faith in the Lord. And this is what happened. He delivered them. Okay, so you know what? Let me use that same formula. Verse 5, for his anger endureth but a moment. In his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Always remember that. Joy cometh in the morning. Through all the struggles, through all the adversities, the Apostle Paul said it's not worthy to be compared to the glory that shall be revealed in us. Okay? So through all the struggles and adversities, remember that there's joy coming at the end. Yeah, they may call you whatever they want to call you. Yeah, they may threaten you with whatever it is, but at the end of it all, you're gonna win. At the end of it all, if you stand firm, the save the best for last, whatever they call it, the person who laughs the hardest, we're gonna get the last laugh. And this suffering is temporary. So that's pretty much it on that. Just wanted to bring that out and go into that just now. You know, we're gonna watch and see how it is they're gonna start addressing these things, since they've already pushed it out, you know, saying that it's dangerous and, you know, they're making war on it. The scriptures say they're going to come and make war, right? So now we got to watch and see, okay, what are they going to start doing? Are they like, how are they going to start coming at this from what angle? And you just got to always be prepared in the mind that, you know what? Of course, you always have to use wisdom, but know how to differentiate between using wisdom and just trying to use that as an excuse not to do something. You got to know when, okay, when am I actually using wisdom versus when am I just saying that as an excuse because I'm afraid to do something or because I don't want to do something. So with that, I hope you were edified. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach HaKodesh. Until next time, Shalom.